Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and today I bring you a story that will almost certainly raise your blood pressure. So those suffering from hypertension, you need to get those beetroot tablets close to hand. Now this story, as the description and thumbnail of this video clearly indicate, is of a 20-year-old man who goes by the name of Amin, aka, actually I best not say that part, who apparently, quote unquote, fled from the clutches of the Taliban. Now that cough was done for a specific reason, and those who've seen the original Top Gun movie will understand what that cough signifies. Now, Mr. Khan, who was originally from Afghanistan, says he left his homeland to evade certain death. And Amin, bless his little 100% Egyptian socks, courtesy of the British taxpayer might I add, is apparently amazed at being housed in such a plush 4-star hotel. Do you know what I'm amazed at, ladies and gentlemen? I'm amazed at the sheer incompetence and lack of backbone from the imbeciles supposedly governing on our behalf. You see, I need a beetroot tablet now. Now, prior to Amin's arrival in the UK and his subsequent taxi ashore via the RNLI, he claims that he left Afghanistan for Pakistan in April of 2021. And over the next 2 years walked most of the 4,750 miles, ultimately arriving in northern France, where he was provided with a tent and instructed to erect it in an old landfill site situated in Calais, with thousands of others in a similar situation by the French authorities. So, ladies and gentlemen, other than our government providing immigrants a taxi service ashore upon arrival in British waters, 4-star hotel accommodation, food of their choosing, free dentistry, consultation with a doctor twice a week, no utility bills and money each week to live on, I am at a complete loss as to why Amin wanted to reach the shores of the United Kingdom. I was being sarcastic there, obviously. Now, it is reported that Mr. Khan made that treacherous journey across the English Channel to His Majesty's green and pleasant land via a small neoprene dinghy, along with 900 others. That number's actually a bit of levity, ladies and gentlemen. It wasn't 900. Now, upon his arrival, Mr. Khan was whisked off to a 4-star luxurious Victorian-style manor house hotel surrounded by beautiful landscape gardens. Facilities at his new abode include, but are not limited to, classically furnished rooms, free Wi-Fi, free tea and coffee making facilities, flat-screen TVs, Nespresso machines, and their brochure states most suites also have garden views. Fancy that, ladies and gentlemen. There is also a cosy fireside lounge and bar, an on-site spa and lap pool, steam room and sauna, and treatment rooms. And the cherry on the cake, a state-of-the-art gym. It is reported that Amin is one of more than 100 asylum seekers staying at the plush hotel, which sits on approximately 10 acres of exquisite grounds, which romantically overlook 3 beautiful lakes. This hotel, ladies and gentlemen, has been leased by our very own British government, aka Cabal, who have outsourced all operational control to, yes, you guessed it, Serco, all paid for by you, I, him and her. We, the taxpayers, are forking out an eye-watering 8 million spondoolies a day on accommodation alone to house these people. The Bibi Stockholm barge was raised with Amin, who claimed he had not heard of the Bibi Stockholm barge in Dorset, but of having it described to him said he would of course have been happy to live aboard it. So my response, bung him on the barge, swiftly followed by the others. He explained that 2 weeks ago he was living in the filth of Calais. It was not safe, he recalls. When I got to the hotel, I could not believe it. I was so happy. It really amazed me. It has so much luxury. It has more than I expected. It is safe and warm and comfortable. It made me feel like a king. I bet it did, Amin. I bet it did. For the record, this amazes the British taxpayer also, but for slightly different reasons than that of your own. Amin goes further on to state that the food at the hotel is very good. There is both tea and coffee. There is also mango juice amongst a selection of others. Everything at the hotel is halal because everyone in the hotel is a Muslim. Amin also claims that it took him 2 attempts at jumping onto a migrant boat / neoprene dinghy to reach British shores before he succeeded. If at first you failed, try again, springs to mind Amin. The plan meant he did not have to pay people smugglers up to £3,000 for the trip. He said, "I do not want to come here. I want to be with my family in Afghanistan. It is my home. It is where my people are." Well, I wouldn't worry too much, Amin. I'm sure your entire kith and kin will shortly be joining you at the Manor House Hotel and equally enjoying the splendid facilities on offer there. He also stated that there was no point for him to claim asylum in France as they would deport him to Bulgaria, the first country he entered in the EU. Bulgaria hates migrant people, he said. "I had to come to the UK. It is the best country." Now, the decision to house asylum seekers at Killicourt has caused enormous anger with locals, many of whom demonstrated against the decision at Wigan Town Hall, it is reported. Wigan MP, the remarkably useless Lisa Nandy, has also, and this is not a joke ladies and gentlemen, wrote to the Home Secretary Suella Braverman pushing her to cancel the arrangement, calling it completely unacceptable. How does a Labour MP, the party who championed open borders to all and sundry, and who will do so again if re-elected next year, have the brass neck to ask such a thing is beyond all my comprehension. Mr James O'Connell, the Chief Executive of the Taxpayers Alliance, said ministers must urgently get to grips with illegal immigration and seek out the most cost-effective arrangements. Now, Mr Connell, if I may, this carousel of arrivals will not stop until the pull factors, re-migrants, are completely removed. This is the cost-effective solution. Full stop. Alp Mehmet, chairman of Migration Watch UK, added, "It comes to something when even asylum claimants are surprised at the comfort in which they are kept. They, of course, also receive a generous weekly allowance to spend as they choose and the freedom to come and go as they please. How can this not encourage people to make their way to the United Kingdom?" Is it any wonder why we have already had 24,000 people this year landing on our shores, as we run out of space to house all of these new arrivals? Now, a Home Office spokesman said the number of people arriving in small boats is down compared with last year, but we must go further to stop the boats in the first place. No, Sherlock. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this whole situation can only be avoided if our elected government officials, nincompoops in my language, would effectively govern. We are in unsustainable territory that will show no signs of improvement whilst the obvious pull factors remain in place. Well, that's it from me, ladies and gentlemen. I will be back soon with another deep dive into something that raises your blood pressure. If you found this video somewhat entertaining, educational, or somewhere in between, I would ask that you consider subscribing. Take care for now, and adios.